Good morning, all. In this session, we are discussing behavioral or visual communication in honeybees. Before our discussion, first to see types of communication in bees. Bees show three major types of communications to exchange information within the colony. That is one, chemical communication through releasing pheromone, mechanical communication through vibration and sounds, behavioral or visual communication through dances and body movement. Let's see the behavioral communication through dances and body movement in honeybee. Honeybees use dance language to communicate with each other and guide worker bees to food source, water, or new nesting location. Carl von Frisch interpreted the meaning of the dance movement of honeybees and awarded with the Nobel Prize in 1973. The major type of bee dances are round dance and waggle dance. A round dance. When a food source is located very close to the beehive, that is less than 50 meters away, then bee perform round dance. That forager bee perform a round dance. She does so by, see here, running around in a narrow circle, suddenly reversing the direction to her original source. See again. She does so by running around in a narrow circle. See here, circle completed. Suddenly reversing direction to its or to her original course. She may repeat the dance several times at the same location on the frame or move to the another location to repeat the same dance. After the round dance ended, she often distributes the food to the following bees, the follower bees. The round dance communicates only the distance, but there is no direction information in round dance. But wagtail dance indicate distance as well as direction. We will see in coming slides. See here, a round dance by worker bee is performed when food source is nearer, that is less than 50 meters. See here, forager bee or scout bee is coming to the forage. It is actually at a less than 50-meter distance. After taking that forage, it's moving back to the hive, and on the surface of the frame, it's doing a round dance. By seeing her round dance, other bees can come to know the food is very close, that is within 50 meters. So this is all about round dance. Next, wag-tail dance or waggle dance. When a food source is located distantly to the beehive, that is more than 50 meters away, a forager bee performs wagtail dance. A bee that performs waggle dance, see here, it runs straight ahead for a short distance, then return in a semicircle to the starting point. Then it runs again through the straight course, then make a semicircle in the opposite direction to complete a full figure of 8 circuit. Like that, it's completing a figure of 8. A bees that perform a waggle dance run straight ahead for a short distance, then returns in a semicircle to the starting point. It's again run through the straight course, then make another semicircle in the opposite direction. In that way, it completes a figure of 8 circuit. While running in the straight line, the bee's body, especially the abdomen, wags vigorously sideways like this. That's why the name for this dance is wagtail dance. This vibration gives the tail waggling motion. This waggle dance communicate both distance as well as direction to the other worker bees. See here, pictorial clarity for wagtail dance. This is the foraging scout bee. It's going to the forage. Actually, forage is there here in this case away from 50 meter. After collection of the forage, this scout bee returning to the hive. On the surface of the frame or on the surface of the comb, it make wagtail dance. By seeing it dance, other bees can come to know the food source is away from 50 meters. In wagtail dance, the direction as well as distance will be indicated. Let's see how. Distance. In this dance, the distance of food source is indicated by number of waggles in straight lines. If less than number of waggles mean food is nearer. If more than number of waggles mean the food is somewhat far. As well as the number of circuit per second. If several circuits per second mean, if the bee is doing several circuits per second mean food is nearer. If bees are doing less number of circuits per second mean the food is somewhat far. In that way, distance will be indicated. Then how direction? Let's see. Direction. In the waggle dance, the angle of waggle run indicate the direction of the food. So this is the angle of waggle run. It is in the upward direction mean the food is there in the direction of sun. See here, a waggle run is there downward mean the food is there in the direction away from the sun. So in the waggle dance, the angle of waggle run indicate the direction of the food. Angle between the vertical line, angle between the vertical line and waggle run is equal to angle between the sun and food source. See, this is the sun and this is the food source. This is the food source. So it is there at 60 degrees angle. If the food source were located in same direction as the sun, so this is the hive, this is the food source, this is the sun. So the food source in the same direction of the sun. If the food source were located in the same direction as the sun, The forager will perform a dance with a waggle run portion directly up on the comb. Conversely, if the food source were located directly away from the sun, so sun is in this direction, this is the hive and this is the food source. Here food source is located directly away from the sun. In this case, the straight run would be directed vertically down. If the food source were 60 degrees to the left of the sun, 60 degrees to the left of the sun, then the waggle run would be 60 degrees to the left of the vertical line. In this way, the distance as well as direction will be communicated to the other follower bees in case of wagtail dance. Thank you. In this session, we are discussing life cycle of the honeybee. The honeybee undergoes complete metamorphosis, mean there is a complete change in the form from egg to adult stage. Complete metamorphosis is also known as holometabolism or holometamorphosis, which include four distinct stages, that is egg stage, larval stage, pupal stage, and adult stage. In honeybees, each caste follow this basic cycle with slight variation in the duration. Mating of the queen bees. See here, the life cycle of the honeybees begin firstly with the mating of the queen honeybees with the drones. Nuptial flight. Around 20 to 24 days age-old queen bee undertake a mating flight. She mates mid-air with 10 to 12 drones, although she may mate up to 24 times during the flight. During or after mating, sperms are collected and stored in the queen's spermatheca, and it enables her to fertilize eggs throughout her lifetime. The impregnated queen returns to the hive or nest and begins laying eggs. See the eggs. The egg stage lasts for 3 days. Eggs are laid by the queen in hexagonal wax cells. See here. Each egg is about the size of a grain of rice. Eggs stand upright initially but fall onto their side by the third day. The queen may lay up to 2000 to 3000 eggs per day. Unfertilized eggs develop into males and fertilized eggs develop into females, a worker or potential queen. Special cells are queen cells in which potential queen eggs are laid. See here, this is the queen cell. Larval stage duration is 5.5 days in case of queens, 6 days in case of worker, 6.5 days in case of drone. On an average, 6 days is the larval duration in case of honeybees. Larvae resemble small, white, legless grub and are blind. They grow rapidly by shedding their skin several times. All larvae are fed with the royal jelly for their first 3 days.
Afterward, worker and drones are fed with worker and drone jelly respectively. Queen larvae continuously receives royal jelly for their entire larval period, that is around 5.5 days. See the composition of the royal jelly. It's contain water, proteins, vitamin, lipids, sugars and minerals. And it is produced by the worker bee's hypopharyngeal glands. At the end of the larval stage, this worker seals the cell with the wax and preparing that larvae for pupation. Pupal stage duration is 8 days in case of queen, 12 days in case of worker, 14.5 days in case of drone. Inside the sealed cell, the larva spins a cocoon and undergoes metamorphosis, and it develops recognizable features like wings, head, thorax, and abdomen. Adult bee emerge on 16th day in case of queen, 21st day in case of worker, and 24th day in case of drone. And the fully developed bee sew through the wax capping and emerge as an adult. See here summary of the key duration. Egg stage. Duration in queen is 3 days, 3 days in worker and 3 days in drone. Larval stage duration is 5.5 days in queen, 6 days in worker, 6.5 days in drone. Pupal stage duration is 8 days in queen, 12 days in worker, 14.5 days in drones. And in case of adult emergence, in case of queen occur on 16th day, in case of worker on 21st day, in case of drone, the drone emerge on 24th day. See here in the image also, the queen is emerging on 16th day, worker is emerging on 21st day, and drone is emerging on 24th day. Lifespan of honeybees. Queen bee lifespan is 5 to 9 years and can live up to 7 years in extreme cases. This queen live the longest, but egg laying capacity drops off after 2 years. They only leave the hive during mating flight and swarming. A worker bee's lifespan is 1.5 months. And their lifespan depend on the season. During summer season, they live about 6 weeks, that is 1.5 months, while winter worker lives much longer, that is up to 5 months. Drone bees lifespan is 5 to 7 weeks or 1 to 2 months. Drone dies after mating, but if they don't mate, they live up to 5 to 7 weeks. Thank you. Sericulture. What do you mean by sericulture? Scientific and commercial rearing of silkworm for the production of silk is known as sericulture. The main silkworm used is Bombyx mori, that is mulberry silkworm, belong to the family Bombycidae. It is completely domesticated and dependent entirely on human for survival. See the uses of silk. Silk is used for clothing, home textile, in medicine, in cosmetics, in industrial area, in art and crafts, also in food. Mulberry and non-mulberry silk. Mulberry silk is produced by mulberry leaf-eating mulberry silkworm. Non-mulberry silk is produced by non-mulberry leaf-eating silkworms. So their host plants may be ber, castor, terminalia, etc. See here mulberry silk. Mulberry silk is produced by the mulberry silkworm or mulberry leaf-eating silkworm. Its scientific name is Bombyx mori. Adult moth is small to medium in size, creamy white in color, and its host plant is Mulberry morus species. Nature, it is fully domesticated, mean it depends on human for its survival. Silk quality, it gives fine, white, smooth and lustrous, best commercial silk. Non-mulberry silk or Vanya silk is produced by silkworms that do not feed on mulberry leaves. These silkworms generally feed on forest or non-mulberry plants and are mostly wild or semi-domesticated. Vanya silk include eri silk, Tasar silk and Muga silk. Eri silk is produced by eri silkworm. Its scientific name is Samia resini, synonym Phyllosamia resini. Here adult moth is medium to large in size, black in color with crescent marking. Host plant is castor and the nature of this silkworm is semi-domesticated type of silk. This gives spun silk that cocoon is open-ended and not reelable. See here explanation. In airy silkworm, the larva does not seal the cocoon completely. See here, one side open-ended. While spinning, it leaves one end loose or open. The silk filaments are not cemented tightly at the end. This allows easy emergence of the moth without breaking the cocoon. Tasar silk is produced by the different species of Antheria in different regions. Chinese Tasar, Antheria perni, Japanese Tasar, Antheria emami, Indian Tasar, Antheria myrita. Your adult moth is medium to large in size, male are brick red in color, female yellowish brown in color with prominent eye spot. The host plant for Tasar silkworm moth is larva is Terminalia, salt tree, bear tree, and oak tree. Nature, these are wild or semi-domesticated. They give coarse, copperish brown and strong silk. Muga silk is produced by the Muga silkworm. Its scientific name is Antheria azamensis. Your adult moth is medium to large in size and it resembles Tasar and possesses eye spot. Host plant is Som, Soalo and other associated plants. Nature it is also semi-domesticated. Here silk color is natural golden yellow. See the comparison between mulberry silkworm and non-mulberry silkworms. Mulberry silkworms belong to the family Bombycidae. Non-mulberry silkworm belong to the family Saturnidae. It is completely domesticated and reared indoor, mostly wild or semi-domesticated. Cocoon characteristic. In case of mulberry silkworm, cocoon is white, compact and best quality. In case of non-mulberry silkworm, that is in airy silkworm, cocoon is white, loosely spun, not compact and not reelable. In case of Tasar, cocoon is largest, copperish in color, egg-shaped and reelable. In case of Muga, amber or brown or golden yellow in color. Silk yield. Major silk producer in the world is the mulberry silkworm. It contributes about 90% of the world silk production. The remaining 10% is produced by the non-mulberry silkworms. So Mulberry silkworm is mostly multivoltine in Indian sericulture. Airy silkworm is multivoltine. Tasar silkworm is bivoltine, gives two generations per year. Muga silkworm is multivoltine, gives so many generations per year. Leading producer, Mulberry silk, a leading producer is Karnataka, and non-Mulberry silk leading producer is Assam. See the systematic position of silkworm. Belong to the kingdom Animalia, phylum Arthropoda, class Insecta, subclass Pterygoda, division Endopterygota, order Lepidoptera, and superfamily Bombicoidea. Under this superfamily, two families are there, Bombicidae and Saturnidae. Under Bombicidae, Bombix mori is there. Under Saturnidae, Phylozoma resini is there. Under Saturnidae, Antheria mylitta, Antheria proli, Antheria perni, Antheria emami, Antheria azama all are there. So thank you so much. In this session, we are discussing morphology of silkworm. Morph means form, logy means study. Study of form is the morphology. Let's see the morphology of silkworm. The silkworm is a holometabolous insect, completes its development through four stages, that is egg stage, larval stage, pupal stage and adult stage. The morphology of each stage is described below. See the morphology of egg first. These eggs are laid at night in the cluster on mulberry leaves. And the female cover the eggs with a gelatinous secretion which firmly attach the eggs to the leaf surface. And a female moth can lay around 300 to 400 eggs, and these eggs are commonly known as silk seeds. These eggs are small, seed-like, pale white in appearance. Weight of single egg is about 0.55 to zero point 0.6 mg. Hence, approximately 2000 eggs weighs 1 gram. Egg height ranges from 1 to 1.3 mm in length and zero point 0.9 to 1.2 mm in width. Eggs are ovoid, oval, ellipsoid, or flattened ventrally. See the egg structure. The egg is covered by a protective chorion. It is a protective layer, and micropyle is present half the center through which sperm enter during the fertilization. See here micropyle. Numerous funnel-shaped respiratory canals are distributed over the surface of the eggs that allow the gaseous exchange. Egg color is a racial character. White cocoon races lays pale yellow eggs. Yellow cocoon races lays deep yellow colored eggs. This egg contain good amount of yolk and are enclosed by a smooth hard chitinous cell. Just before hatching, eggs turn into black in color. Next stage is the larval stage. The larva is the active feeding stage of the silkworm. Newly hatched larvae are black or dark brown and densely covered with bristle, giving a hairy appearance. We also call them as antworms or kega. The larval body is divided into three regions: head region, thorax region, and abdominal region. This head region is six segmented and type of head is hypognathous. Hypo mean below, Gnata means jaws. The jaws are directed downwards. That's why the type of head is hypognathous and the head is segmented. The second, fourth, fifth, and sixth segment bear appendages modified into antenna, mandibles, maxilla, and labium. We can also see six pairs of ocelli slightly above the base of the antenna. The labium, that is the lower lip, see here, the labium lower lip bears a median process is known as spinneret through which silk is extruded out from the silk gland and that form the silk thread, that is the wave. So next is the thorax region. This is the thoracic region. The thorax is three segmented: prothorax, mesothorax, and metathorax. Each thoracic segment bears a pair of conical, jointed true legs with sharp distal claws. See here. These claws are used for holding the mulberry leaves during the feeding and not used for crawling. A characteristic eye spot is also present on the dorsal side of the mesothorax in all silkworm larvae. See here, eye spots. Abdomen. See first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th segment. The abdomen consisting of 11 segments, though only 9 are clearly visible. The last three, 8th, 9th, 11th segment are fused to form the apparent 10th segment, anal plate and caudal legs. The third, fourth, fifth, sixth, the third to sixth and last abdominal segment bears a pair of abdominal legs, that is the pseudolegs or prolegs. Prolegs are fleshy, unjointed, muscular, provided with hooks arranged in a semicircular pattern at their tip. The second abdominal segment bear crescent-shaped marking. The fifth abdominal segment bear a star-shaped marking. A caudal horn is present on the eighth abdominal segment. 9 pair of spiracles are present. One pair in the first thoracic segment and remaining 8 pair on the first 8 abdominal segments. Sexual marking in larvae. Sexual marking appears clearly in 4th and 5th instar. In the female larvae, 2 pairs of milky white spots are there. Spot on the 8th segment are known as Izivada foreglands. Spot on the 9th segment is known as Izivada hind glands. But in case of male, there is no Izivada glands, but a single milky white body is there. It's known as Herald gland. It is present between the 8th and 9th segment on the ventral side. Next stage is the pupal stage. The pupa is an inactive, non-feeding resting stage enclosed within a dense cocoon. Prominent external structure includes a pair of compound eyes, large antenna, forewings and hindwings, legs. 10 abdominal segments are visible ventrally, but only 9 dorsally. 7 pair of spiracle are present in the abdomen. The last pair is not functional. Sex determination is easier in the pupal stage. Why? Because in case of female pupa show a fine longitudinal line on the 8th abdominal segment, and such longitudinal lines are absent in the male pupa. Adult moth. The adult moth is incapable of flight due to long-term domestication. Adults do not feed and live for a short duration. The body is divided into head, thorax, and abdomen. Head. A pair of compound eye is present. Ocelli are absent. Antenna are large, conspicuous, and bipectinous. Two-sided complex structure is there. Thorax. The thorax consisting of prothorax, mesothorax, and metathorax. The mesothorax is the largest one and pentagonal in shape. Three pairs of thoracic legs are present and each leg is five-segmented. Two pairs of wings are present. Four wings overlap hind wings when it is in the rest. Abdomen. In the male, 8 abdominal segments are visible. In the female, 7 abdominal segments are visible. 6 pairs of spiracles are present laterally. Sexual dimorphism. Female moth are larger and possess stouter body and smaller antennae, and these are less active. Male are more active. Sex determination in the adult stage. In case of male, at caudal end, a pair of hook-like structure, harps, are there. This helps in holding the female during mating. Female moth has a knob-like projection with sensory hair at the caudal end. These features help in sex separation for hybrid egg production. See the comparison between female and male silkworm moth. Color. Female color is pale, male color is darker. Activity. These are less active, male are more active. Antenna are short, antenna are large, body size is large, body size is small, abdomen is large, abdomen is long, and they possess a median knob-like structure. At the end of the abdomen, the male possesses ribs that help in coupling. Thank you.